all, I hope you're well. Today in my talking video of the week I will be discussing a rather complicated topic of how much singers can and or should practice. This video is going to be quite waffly in some ways, but I thought I'd just dip my feet in there to sort of explore this discussion, because it's not something I've discussed that much with people during my degree, but it's something that I've noticed among singers that's sort of very largely disagreed on. Nobody argues about it, but I've just heard loads of different viewpoints from different people, just in passing. Not even like it's a big issue, but the thing is, it is a big issue, or rather, it is an important thing to think about. Now, before we start this video, do give a like and a subscribe and hit that notification button so that you may be notified when I upload new videos, and to support me and my work as a musician in lockdown. Also, just a quick apology if the lighting keeps changing. I'm just having a bit of a disco with the sun. No, yeah, the weather's a bit dodgy today and the sun keeps coming out and then going back into the clouds. So this room is like... Now that little message is out the way, let's get on with the video. Now, with singers, people often say that they're not like other instruments in that, of course, our instrument is in our body, and if you wreck that, then you risk losing it forever, which is great. Although, who am I to assume a pianist's fingers won't fall off from practicing 48 hours a day? But there is something quite personal about singing as an instrument and an art form itself. So I'm sure that people have had this question in mind, whether it be throughout their studies or just wondered it from time to time like I have. How much is okay for a singer to practice? And how much should you practice if you want to be at the top of the thing? Might it be dependent on voice type? In Renea Fleming's autobiographical book, The Inner Voice, she at one point says the lighter the voice, the longer it can sing comfortably. Now, this could be an interesting thing to consider because different voice types have different repertoires. So does it also depend on the repertoire you're singing? One of my teachers once said to me that she's heard certain singers who tend to sing, say, modern music, suddenly sing, say, classical music or baroque, and she said that they sound quite strange and tired. To some extent, I find it easy to believe that repertoire like Berio Sequenza No. 3 would be quite tiring for a singer, what with the amount of coughing, laughing, gasping, and who knows what else. I can't even remember. I last listened to that ages ago. So we know, according to some singers and singing teachers, that there is at least a belief that certain repertoires are expected to tire a voice out more. But the idea of opera and classical singing as an artifice focuses on trying to make singing easy and sustainable for a long period of time. What else counts as practice? Could we include other activities that just complement your career as a singer, such as certain exercises? I know that there are a few suggested exercises for singers that tend to complement the idea of looseness and freedom rather than restriction. What about reading about your art? Surely that's practice, or at least research into your practice. So reading autobiographies of other singers, reading books on technique, advice books on the career itself, even reading up on drama. Singing is not just singing. La! In opera especially, or art song, and even religious music, you are telling a story. These kind of books instruct you on how to go forward with your career. So if you're looking at an instruction manual for a car and you're about to fix it, that's a part of the fixing process, or a part of the doing process. So practice is not necessarily just physical. So maybe we could say that you can practice for hours and hours in a day. Not all of it is actually singing. You need to know how to sing. You need to know what the pieces mean. You need to know other things. Basically, my point in this video is I've heard a lot of people say that they would practice an hour a day, and some people have even said that that's enough. But what makes a top singer? What makes somebody like Renee Fleming, or someone who's gotten to the top of the operatic world? Yes, they are probably very careful with their voice and wise, and know when to stop singing if there's a little nugget of something wrong in the technique that day or something. But maybe we don't have to be limited by that. Technically, you could practice for hours and hours in a day and only sing for one of them. The idea of a career often indicates to a certain amount your lifestyle, because it is something that you do all day for a certain amount of days in the week. And I guess we need to know how to really involve ourselves in that and be immersed in it. To conclude, my personal opinion about actually just physical practice on its own is that obviously you should be able to sing for a couple of hours probably. I know a lot of choral scholars who have to sing hours on end in their rehearsals, and it's just a thing that happens in the professional singing world, I guess. You do kind of have to use your instrument, and I think that being able to sing for at least a certain amount of time is important. I mean, even without the rehearsals, say operas or religious works, they can be 45 minutes, they can be 3 hours. And if you're like the principal lead role, then you're kind of in trouble if you can't sing for that long. But physical practice aside, we have to remember that there are other ways of practicing without practicing. So maybe there is no limit to how long a singer can technically practice in a day. Of course, you will get mentally tired as well if you're literally sitting there for 48 hours. But what I'm saying is, technically there are no limits. Maybe some of the things I've described aren't really practice because the line is somewhere else, but I'm just exploring the possibilities. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. I'd be interested. I'm very open-minded to this topic. I thought it would be an interesting video to make because there have been a few times where I've read what other singers who are at the top of their game have said, or people like teachers, etc., or just fellow other singer friends. Words. I hope this video gave you some ideas, and as I say, do let me know what you think, because I think this is a topic that is important to think about, and it could be cool if we all let each other know what we think. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, goodbye!